What's going on, Aries? This is your girl Venus Archangel here with another love reading for you guys. It's looking like your situation is very complicated, intense, and it causes a lot of heartache. Let's go ahead and get started with this. Welcome back, Aries. Welcome back. Let's go ahead and get up into this. Okay, so it's looking here for your underlying energy. You have the 8 of Cups. So your situation is looking like you're walking away from a difficult situation. Not a difficult situation, but you're emotionally done with something. You're emotionally done dealing with a situation at hand. It could be like just completely not satisfied with the circumstance in front of you, and you're ready to find what it is that exactly guide you to where you want, guide you to where you truly feel happiest, is what I mean. And you have to kind of do some self-discovering with this, because underneath that you have the Hermit. So there's a lot of soul searching right now. There's a lot of looking within and finding the answers within yourself. And it looks like right here for you guys, you guys are stepping away. It's trying to regain control of your life now, because let me see here, I'll show you guys. You have the Emperor underneath that as well. So you guys, it looks like you guys are leaving a difficult situation behind. I keep saying difficult situation. It could very well be very difficult for you guys, but I feel like you guys are just emotionally done with the situation, just not interested. You're done, and you're going to look. You're going to be looking for what your passions are, what drives you, what really makes you happy. Okay. And really inspires you to get back and moving again, to gain that power back, have a plan, and to be pretty much, you know, like pretty much like, I want to say tunnel vision, but you're really focused on what it is that you want, but you don't know what it is just yet. So it's almost like you're kind of left to figure out a lot of stuff on your own right now. Now, the heart of your reading, you have the 5 of Wands. So this is definitely indicating here that your situation is complicated, okay? There's a lot of competition back and forth. It looks like you guys are just going back and forth, right? But your feelings are involved. Your emotions are involved. Your heart aches are involved. It's like you guys are getting triggered with these conversations. I don't know if this is truly, I think you're just having a trigger fest, okay? Now, in the past, you have the Chariot, so things were kind of going your way. You were doing as much as you can, doing the best that you could, and you guys are seeing really good results out of this. I think a lot of your efforts was proving to be very, very good, and it's unfortunate. Like, it's almost like you guys were really keeping the balance and doing the best that you could, like I said. And you guys are getting, reaping the benefits of that. Presently, though, you have Justice. So everything that's happening right here in the present, whether it be arguments and a lot of past pains coming up, as far as triggers go, Justice is saying that this is a way to balance the karmic scales. This is something to help you find the balance within yourself. And I think that's why you have the 8 of Cups in your heart of reading, because you're not necessarily like, it's almost like you're upset with the whole situation. And what the situation kind of reminds you of is a situation where you felt like you might have left it in the past, but left it untouched, unhealed. Like you weren't really ready to look back at that. These are pains. When the 3 of Swords comes up, these are pains that are not looked at anymore. They are still there. We may have tried to forget about them, but they keep falling us back. Why? Because there's conflicts that are forcing us to look at that very thing. So this is Justice. This is the card of karma, and it's almost like what the card of karma is trying to say here. Justice is that right now it's time for you to focus and truly see what it is that was probably ignored in the past. It's truly leaving behind a situation, doing the 8 of Cups, right? Doing what pretty much truly leaving it behind, truly realizing what is not there for you, and finding what it is that truly makes you happy. Because in the future, you have death. This is talking about transformation. Death of the old, birth of the new. Okay? And a situation, like I said, when you deal with situations where you're having to go back, you know, just look at triggers in the face and go like, you know what, I'm gonna own you. That's what's kind of going on right now. And it's looking like you're having a hard time with facing those fears, facing those heartaches, facing those issues that were never really truly addressed. Okay. Now, in your crowning energy, you have the Ten of Wands. And this is talking about a burden that we willingly carry, but also one that we have a lot of pride in. We have a lot of, you know, we have a lot behind the stuff that we're carrying. It's not just carrying shit for the sake of it. This is talking about, like, all the burdens, all the, you know, all the work, all the passion and the lessons and everything that we learned. We're taking that home. We're putting it in a place where we can truly begin to start again, you know, because we did that part already. We've completed that part. And there's a lot of stuff that we, you know, there's a lot of emotion behind that. So sentiments and everything like that. That's what I see with the Ten of Wands. So it's time to kind of it's time to truly wrap up this burden. What is it that you're trying to avoid? What heartaches are you trying not to see? Or what heartaches are you forced to look at? And why? We're going to go ahead and clarify this whole thing, okay? Let's go ahead and clarify the present here. What else can you tell us about justice? Ooh, okay. So you have the Two of Swords. So the Two of Swords is talking here with the Justice card. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys. There's a lot of indecision about what to do in regards to where balance truly needs to be in your life. I feel like in your love life, someone is just like, this back and forth is truly about, you know, certain situations in the past that just kind of never really went in your way, or maybe you had to cut someone off in the past. But there's somebody here, this person, the situation in your relationship is bringing back a situation where, again, you're having to look at you're having to look at some old problems because it's coming out, you know, it's coming back up, and you know, you're in a situation where you don't really know what to do. You feel like you can't really move, you can't make any dice, or you don't really want to know how to you don't really want to make the decision, is what I'm trying to say. Ugh, I cannot talk today, guys, sorry. But yeah, it's like, it's a very difficult situation. It's very hard for you to just kind of put down one of these swords and to kind of take on something as major as justice, because this is karmic correction. Now, I feel like in your heart of hearts, you know exactly what to do with the Eight of Cups, leaving behind a situation. I don't think this is talking about breaking up with anybody, guys. Just straight out there, just say it really fast. I don't think it's talking about breaking up with anybody, but it's no longer taking a situation that it doesn't really do anything for you, okay? And I think it's time now where you're having this, you know, make that difficult decision to, you know, stand up for yourself, or stand up for a certain cause, stand up for what you believe in. Take your truth and utilize it to where you can gain that balance back, okay? Because right now you're keeping the balance. You think you're keeping the balance. When the Two of Swords comes up, it's delusional. Why is it delusional? Because the Two of Swords, you're keeping the balance of something you're not looking at. How are you going to keep the balance of something you don't see? You know? It's almost like you don't want to deal with it head on. And it's unfortunate, right? Like, it's, again, Two of Swords is not an easy energy. And, you know what I'm saying? Neither is the Three of Swords, because where you're going to next is the Three of Swords. You're going to deal with those issues. You're putting down those swords to address the three that are stuck in your heart. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you don't want to make that difficult decision to look at the pains, the stab wounds that's left behind. But looking at those stab wounds is what's going to help you push forward. And how do you do that? It's a level of bravery. In Aries, you teach us that from day one. You're very brave. You're very outspoken. You're very go-getter. Your bravery is what's going to push you forward from this. You know, it takes bravery to be able to say, hey, I got issues. The Hermit underneath the Eight of Cups. Okay? It takes a certain person to be able to say, hey, I got a lot of issues. And that's what makes this, that's why the crowning energy is the Ten of Wands. It's because you're looking at the situation you're looking at the situation as it is, but you also understand that this is a burden for you. Why? Well, look at the history. 10 of Wands, right? You didn't just have 8 wands in your hand, you know what I'm saying? You didn't just have all that. It had to have come from somewhere. It's a lot of work and a lot of dedication. And I understand, like, you know, maybe breaking up with somebody is not the exact course of action, but making it something known that something's not working for you is the best course of action. Okay? Let's see, what about death? What's death showing us in the future? What else can we get from death in the future? 7 of Pentacles. And it's fair enough, you know what I'm saying? The situation that's in front of you has a lot to do with conflict, a lot to do with conflicting ideas, challenges. And it's very intense, no doubt. It's very intense. It'll knock the wind out of you. But this is your element usually. This is something that you love. You love to compete with people in a healthy way, you know what I'm saying? You don't like to just go off at people at any moment. Unless you do, then that's, you know, that's you. But you like to have that competition, that energy flowing through you, to figure out what you're capable of and what you are able to handle and things like that. Triggers are a good thing for you. You like it. You like having conflict. That's your thing, Aries. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. Like I said, it helps you grow when you go in, you know, you have arguments, you know, good debates, or you compete physically, right? You're doing like sports, etc. You love doing those things. So this is nothing that's out of the ordinary for you. 5 of Wands would be pretty much a good thing. But since it's crossed by the 3 of Swords and your underlying energy is the 8 of Cups, to me, it's not looking too great, because it's almost like you're having to stand your ground in regards to a very tough storm. A storm of your issues that just kind of swoop in and just try to steal the show. And you're trying very hard to keep your head above water, with the 2 of Swords here in your present. You're trying very hard to keep your head above water. But the only way for you not to drown is to not acknowledge that you're drowning. Now how pretty much when you put down the swords in the present, right, and really you'll take the time out to really look at those issues, discuss those issues with your partner or in your relationship. Your future, you have death, and I was saying this is a pretty good card to get in the future, because this is going to lead you to, you know, releasing things that no longer serve you. It's truly being the 8 of Cups at that point. You're leaving behind what does not work. You're walking away from it. You're taking that time, taking the opportunity to say, you know what, this is not for me. Okay, we can come up with other ways to fix it. We can find another solution, but I can't do it this way no more. I'm really getting that from you, Aries. Like, you're just like, this back and forth is nothing for you, and you've done this stuff already. That's why the 3 of Swords comes up. You've been there, done that. You're not happy with it. You weren't happy with it then. Why would you be happy with it now? Or this could be having to do with some ex. Okay, but for the future, you have the 7 of Pentacles. So yeah, there might be a little bit of doubt, and it's no. Of course, you put a lot of work into it already. Though the thing is, you might feel like where you're headed, you might not feel like you can let go of some sort of grudge. It's almost like there is a grudge here with someone else as well. Like, you don't know if you're going to be able to move on from that. If you don't know if this is something that you can truly, you know, let go of. But you can. It's going to take some time, no doubt. But you have to shift your focus on how to grow your future, rather than what was causing your future to be, you know, I guess slowed down in a sense. All right, let's go ahead and see the 3 of Swords. 3 of Swords. Why is the 3 of Swords here? Eight of Wands came up. It's interesting. So talk about something moving fast. It's very clear messages. Temperance. It's almost like you're restless, Aries. You're tired of waiting. Tired of keeping the balance. Five of Swords came up, but it wasn't clear. What else can you tell us about the 3 of Swords and the 5 of Wands? the Fool. You're struggling to start something new. It's almost like it's this Eight of Cups is hard to leave behind. It's not just these old issues that are keeping you down, and this difficult decision is here pretty much trying to say, hey, you need to focus on what it is that you need to keep balanced. No. It's not just that. You also have, it's in regards to waiting, divine timing, and the Fool. So for a lot of you guys, it's almost as if it has a lot to do with keeping the balance and just waiting and relying on divine timing. When you're ready to start something new, you're trying to begin something new. You're trying to get that fresh start. But what the hell? You know what I mean? How much do you have to take? You have a lot of, maybe you have some history with people that you had to wait on in the past, and they just were not. They were just slow as fuck, and you're like, come on, dude. I don't have this kind of time to be waiting on you. So it looks like you're having to make a decision whether or not to stay in a relationship or, remain, to remain in it, maybe. So 9 of Swords is coming out. So yeah, stress. You're stressed out. There's a lot of inner conflict though, because this seems to be more about you than anything. Okay? And it looks like what it is in regards to having faith, trusting yourself, knowing that you can start something new, but you have to trust yourself before that stuff happens. Okay. So you're completing a cycle right now. It's a burden, no doubt. But the goal is now to find what it is that makes you happy. Let this dream, let this wish that you find be the ending of the cycle. It's time to end it. And it's not, I'm not saying like, just do it, you just do it already, guys. What? How are you going to do that, right? You got to let go of whatever this is that's keeping you first. And the way you do that is by looking at it straight on. What are those issues? What are the things that are blocking you? And when you look past all those things, once you acknowledge what those problems are, then you can begin to imagine and dream. You can begin to wish. You're going to know those triggers and those things that are blocking you. You're going to have the understanding of what it is that's keeping you from truly manifesting what you want. But the problem is you don't know what you want right now because your issues are standing in the way. And everything is on purpose. And of course, with the divine timing there, you're meant to. Because this is a time of ascension right now, guys. You guys are leveling up in a way that you won't really be the same anymore. The Death card. You're letting go to gain more. But you have to know what your issues are. You have to look them face on. And once you do that and you stand tall, you can do this. You'll have the Chariot all over again. Now let's go ahead and look at your wisdom of the Oracle. You have a message in a bottle. So this is definitely indicating here that there is, there's signs. If you're having issues and feeling like where you are in your life is not where you're meant to be, look out. Divine timing, the Temperance, like I said before. It just plays perfectly with divine timing. You'll get messages. You'll get confirmation. You may hear it from a song in a radio station, on the radio station rather. You may hear it, or you may see numbers, sequence of numbers. If you're getting sequence of numbers, try to figure out why you're seeing those numbers, because they don't happen just to happen to you. There's a reason why. Because, like always, there's a message in the bottle. It's a message from Spirit. It's a message from God, a message from the angels. Whoever you believe, they're sending you a message right now. And they're wanting to communicate with you. And it's up to you to figure out what that exactly means. That would be to your situation. Whether it be about a trigger or looking at a reason why you may feel a certain way. And I would tell you guys, it's not easy. It is definitely not easy to look within yourself to figure out what's going on. It's hard. It's very hard. But you know what? When you do it, you feel so much better. You feel like the weight is lifted. The weight is lifted. That's why you have time on your hands, okay? Okay, you have lots of time. Take your time with it. Don't feel rushed. Don't rush it. Don't rush yourself. Be kind to your inner child, okay? Because right now you have to look within. You have to look to your inner strength right now. You are stronger than you think. Okay? You are. That's what I'm saying. You guys are the bravest signs. You guys do what you can. You just do things. I feel like that's bravery. Everybody's got their own level of bravery. But for you, you guys just go ahead and take that risk anyway. Well, now you want to take that risk. But it's almost, but right now, it's really about focusing on you and realizing and focusing on what you truly want. Because you can go anywhere in the world. But if you don't have a direction, you'll just end up anywhere. Is that what you want? And if that's the case, go for it. But right now, it's just totally focusing on what it is that you want. Because you deserve to manifest what it is that truly makes you happy. Alright, Aries. I hope this helps you guys. Just wanted to say thank you so much for watching my videos, guys. I love you so much for all your support. And thank you so much for all my clients out there. You know, I hope you guys had a wonderful holiday and everything. Thank you so much for supporting me and being just a wonderful audience and stuff. And I hope these readings will give you the advice necessary and needed to help you in your life. Because, man, the life is tough. But I'm not going to keep you guys. Love you. Talk to you guys soon. And good luck. Bye.